kind of a change of pace. I tried to get out of the room a little bit. It's a lot prettier outside anyway. This video is going to be about liberal arts, which I like to call modern day slavery. They've pretty much convinced everybody nowadays that you just need to go to college and get a degree. It doesn't matter what it's in. And that's the way that you're going to make a lot of money in life, or at least enough to sustain you, keep you fed, maybe have a couple kids, keep them fed, and get a house and a decent car, whatever. Join the middle class, stay in the middle class, however you want to put it. But the problem is that's just not applicable anymore. Everybody who is going to school for a liberal arts degree nowadays is getting screwed when they come out into the job market. And it's taking a big toll on the economy because you pretty much take 4 years to go and you learn no valuable skills. I just have to be honest with it. A lot of liberal arts majors will get mad at me. Some of them won't. They'll come up to me and they'll say, well, I've made a mistake, or I've decided to switch to a major that will help me build skills so I can be competitive in the economy. But regardless of how you look at it, if you major in liberal arts, it's for almost 90% of people, it's going to be the biggest waste of 4 years of your life. You'll go to college, you'll take some classes, you'll party hard probably because you'll have a lot of time because those liberal arts classes are so easy. And there's nothing wrong with partying and having fun. But on graduation, depending on your background, you might be one of those rich kids who has mom and dad pay for their whole education, which, that's their right if their parents have saved for it. Or you might, not be financially well off, and they'll sell you the student loan myth where you can take on the $100,000 to $200,000 student loans for your whole 4 years. It could be less. I go to an in-state school, so it's like $80,000 for the whole 4 years. But they'll sell you the student loans, and you can come out with easily $100,000 of student loan debt, which you won't be able to pay back. And it's unfortunate because, think about the toll that has on our economy. I think the last estimates I saw said that the student loans were over $1 trillion in student loan debt, which I think it either surpassed auto debt or credit card debt as the biggest driver of debt growth. So that's just kind of crazy, $1 trillion of student loan debt. And if you're liberal arts, there's no way you can pay it back. Some liberal arts majors, they'll graduate and they'll be smart and they'll know how to get a job in anything just because they have a lot of natural talent and skills. But for most of them, you'll see them I'm going to be honest. I'm an engineering major, so I guess I have the complex about how engineers think that they have the best major and that they're better than everyone else. But it's just pure honesty. If I go to a career fair, they don't even recruit liberal arts majors there. Everybody, at least at my school, and we're a big state school, and we have a lot of different majors for everybody. I think engineering is, we're the biggest school, but even so, we have everybody. And if you go to a career fair that the university sponsors, 2/3 of the employers just say flat out, we don't recruit liberal arts. They're only looking for tech positions, and the rest of them will be looking for mainly tech positions, and they might hire, they might hire a liberal arts major occasionally, but that's not the primary thing they're looking for. So it doesn't make sense from a financial standpoint. But another thing to look at is about what it's doing to you. Liberal arts as an idea. You're pretty much just saying, I'm going to go to school for 4 years, I'm going to have a great time, and then my life is going to be over because I won't be able to find a job. I'll have this crippling loan debt. And another thing, I didn't know this. You can't discharge student loan debt in bankruptcy. I didn't find this out until I started paying attention. I'll read articles that'll say 40 or 50-year-olds, they still have their debt, and they don't make enough that the interest has just grown on them. And some of them will have maybe started out, with $50,000 or $40,000, way back when, and now it just comes up. They'll be 50 years old. They're supposed to retire in 15 or 20 years, and it's about 15 or 20 years to pay back $250,000 in debt on an income of maybe $50,000 or $60,000 at best. That's what a starting salary nowadays would be for someone who is in engineering or science. And then you still have to save for retirement, so these people don't have any savings. But I kind of went on a tangent there. What I mean when I talk about is what it's doing to your soul or your mind is it's encouraging short-term thinking. People just want to go to college to party, and they don't think into the future. They don't think about building a future. They just want to have a good time either on their parents' dime if their parents are paying for their liberal arts degree, and most of those fortunate kids will graduate and go back and live with their parents, which is pretty sad. You don't want to live with your parents for your whole life. Or if you're the worst, the people who have it the worst is those who took out the student loans, and then they'll have to go live with their parents, but their parents have to support them, and they might not be making that much money either. So anyway, this is mainly meant as an advice video for people who are maybe graduating high school and thinking about going to college. Your major is important. They tried to sell this myth, and they still do. Some liberal arts people say that your major doesn't matter. It's not just about money, but I'm not saying be greedy, always go for the major that's going to make you the most money, because with my major, engineering, I'm lucky, I enjoy it. I know some people who will pick the major and they just want it for the cash. That was never what it was about for me. I like the idea of a good salary, but do something that you can at least make a little bit off of. You don't want to be a debt slave, because the people who are issuing the debt, it's mostly the private bankers, but they've stopped, and now it's going directly to the government, and the government is taking on these liabilities. They're taking it on for the students. The private banks aren't doing it anymore. At least they're all ramping it down. I saw where JP Morgan was stopping their loan program. I don't know any of the other companies, but I would just read through and then say, it's just too risky. But another reason I chose this location to do this video at is pretty much, you wouldn't be able to tell, but if you look back, you got this building here, and to me what this building represents to me, it's the liberal arts myth. You can see the little ad there, live happy, university view. These students, the liberal arts majors, will come to live in these apartments, and they're all nice. This building's brand new. I don't know how many years old it is, but I think it's pretty new. It looks new. It's well kept. I've been inside it. But they come, they party in this building, they do it for 4 years, and then they're sent directly to the unemployment line or to their parents' house, or to both. So it's really sad. If you're going to go to college, please don't be a debt slave. Don't fall for the liberal arts scam. You might graduate, you might get yourself a job, but you're not going, in most cases, especially if you have student loans, you won't be able to support yourself on your own. It's horrible. The economic consequences, the debt, the loss of income, the loss of productivity. Go to college, learn skills, major in science, engineering, even business or finance or something. Learn how to do something that would make you valuable to the employer. Not this liberal arts stuff. It's too easy. There's no money in it. It's not satisfying, really. Everyone I would talk to in a liberal arts major, they'll say, "Oh yeah, we had a paper. It was a joke. I didn't learn much." That's not the attitude you should have. Please try and make something of your life. If I can get one person in high school who would ever see this video, that this helps them decide not to major in liberal arts, don't do it. I don't care what else you do. No, just don't. Sociology, art history, anything like that. Any of those majors, stay away from them. They're going to crush your soul by making you feel worthless after you graduate for 4 years, and no one will even give you an interview. You won't get scholarships. You won't get the money. Just don't do it, please. Please don't major in liberal arts. You don't want to be a slave to the bankers or to the government who's going to own your student loan debt for the rest of your life. That's it.